First one on Mascus and the 8th against the Thunder, so back to the free throw line. Jake Hammerly here, who is a perfect 3 for 3 from the line, looking for his 8th point and has it. So Hammerly with 8. Pius back on top by 1. Kaufman and Mason to the bench. Johnny Rowe getting ready to check in. Another free throw by Hammerly. He now has 9. That ties him with McCullough for high score honors so far tonight. Warriors 16, Thunder 14 as we go under a minute to play in the first half. Huppy guarded by Rowe. Steps back, now skips it across court. Ends up with Mayfield, whose 3 is good. Blake Mayfield with a 3, and the Thunder are on top for the first time tonight, 17-16. 40 seconds to play here in the first half. Thunder on top for the first time. They've trailed by as many as 8. Johnny Rowe on a bounce. Shields. Morgan in the corner. Under 30 seconds now. Open jumper from the top of the circle. No good by Rowe, but ends up back in his hands off the offensive board. And now Coach Chad Wright and the rest of the Warriors staff calling for his team to slow down for one final shot. Morgan, Shields, under 10 seconds. Crosses his man over. Nowhere to go. Palmentary. Jumper off the glass, no good. And the first half comes to an end with the Thunder, courtesy of an 11-2 run. Lead for the first time. At the half, it's St. James 17, St. Pius 10-16. You're watching Kansas City High School basketball on 810varsity.com. just about a minute into this second half. It's Hammerly, Mason, Kaufman, Hoban, and McCoy, the original starting five, on the floor for the Warriors. Hoban off balance, gets his first basket of the evening. Luke Hoban, the first Warrior other than Hammerly or Kaufman to score. And the Warriors back on top. It's 18-17. Into the passing lane went Kaufman, and then almost into the public address announcer. It'll be Thunder basketball near their own bench. 6:39 to play in the third quarter. Huppy, Maskus, Eckelman, Leimbach on the skip to Huppy. Leimbach open briefly on the baseline, but it's a cutting Eckelman under the basket who's open and finishes. Eckelman's first basket. Thunder back on top, 19-18. Good look there by Huppy as it opened up under the basket for the big fella. Mason on a bounce to Kaufman. Skips it to Hammerly. McCoy, tough pass. Tied up on the deck. It was Hoban and McCullough. And on the tie-up, it stays at this end. Difficult pass there by McCoy. Ended up at the feet of his teammate. Kaufman wants a three. Misses badly. The rebound hard off the glass ends up with Jake Hammerly. And now McCoy. Still in the zone. Kaufman cut off on the baseline. Now back to Mason. 5:35 to play in the third quarter. 19-18, Thunder on top. The lead has changed a couple times here in the early minutes of the third quarter. Mason thought about a three. Now tries to find Hammerly underneath. Couldn't bring it in. Was probably too far under the bucket to make anything happen with it anyway. So back over to the Thunder with 5:15 to play in the third quarter. Trying to build on a 1-point lead. They haven't led by any more than one. Nice catch by McCullough, who gathers and finishes. Clint McCullough off the nice feed from deep by Tom Huppy. And it's 21-18. The three-point lead is the largest of the night for the Thunder. Double teamed is Kaufman. Now off balance, kicks it back out to the perimeter, ends up with Mason. Now Kaufman gets it back and takes an 18-footer, no good. Rebounded by Hammerly. Jake Hammerly thought about a jumper, and instead he throws a pass that's taken away by McCullough. Clint into the open floor. A foul given by Mason as Clint was headed toward the rim. That'll be a baseline inbound as Mason committed the shove before Clint got to the rim. Huppy guarded by Hammerly in the corner. McCullough will rise for a three and hit. Clint McCullough, 5 in the quarter, 14 for the game. 6-point lead for the Thunder. And timeout Pius as the Warriors trail by 6, the largest deficit they've been faced with on the evening. 4:26 to play in the third quarter. 24-18, St. James on top. Tonight's broadcast on 810varsity.com brought to you by A&B CarStar. Collision or repair, A&B CarStar has locations throughout the Kansas City metro area. Check us out online for the closest location to you at carstar.com or call the Riverside location for more information. 816-741-6966. A&B CarStar is proud to be the title sponsor of 810varsity.com and sponsor high school sports year-round throughout the metro. So the Thunder coming off a couple of losses, trying to get back to 500 on the year, and heading into a very difficult test on Friday when the Thunder will head east and play Rockhurst, a top 10 team in the 810varsity.com top 25. So a big challenge there indeed. Hoban right to the rim out of the timeout. Can't get the roll. Rebounded by McCoy, who kicks it out to Mason, who wants a three. No good, and rebounded in traffic by Ben Maskus. So back over to the Thunder as we approach the halfway point of the third quarter. McCullough just hit a three, this time passes it over to Maskus. Eckelman trying to get set up on the post, but nothing's there. Huppy now dribbling left. Kicks it out to Maskus. Leimbach. McCullough walked. So Clinton a little anxious there. Caught shuffling his feet. And with 3:51 left in the third quarter, it's back over to Pius. Now extending the defense near half court. Leimbach looked like he may have held Hammerly, and now three men on the deck make it four. And that'll be a loose ball foul against the Thunder. Check that. That's a foul on Luke Hoban. So the second team foul against the Warriors, the second personal on Hoban, and back over to the Thunder, trying to build on their largest lead of the night. It was 14-6, Warriors on top. Since then, 18-4 in favor of the Thunder. Huppy picks up his dribble, now in trouble. Pass knocked away, we'll see. It was Hoban who, I believe, jumped in and knocked that pass away. And the foul goes against Eckelman, who was contesting the loose ball there after it was knocked away. So back over to the Warriors. Kaufman trying to squeeze between two defenders, and will go to the free throw line. So Kaufman, who had 7 in the first quarter, has not scored since, but will have 2 free throws. First foul against Stephen Leimbach, and the third against St. James, as Kaufman hits the first free throw for his 8th point. Kaufman with 8, Hammerly with 9, Hoban with 2 to provide all the scoring for St. Pius X. Pure on the second free throw as well for Mr. Kaufman. 24-20. St. James on top with the basketball, and 3:18 to play in the third quarter. This is Huppy guarded by Hammerly. Eckelman, Maskus, McCullough, and Leimbach joining him on the floor. Palmentary guarding Maskus. Free throw line jumper, back iron for McCullough, and rebounded by Jake Hammerly. Hammerly, the 6'1 junior, leading his team with 9 points. Kaufman wants a three. No good. Rebound tapped around, and ends up off the hands of Maskus, so it stays at this end. Touched a couple different hands there, but the junior Maskus was the last one to hit it. And so it's Mac Mason and the Warriors on the baseline. Kaufman triple teamed. Now on a bounce in traffic, try to get it to Mason. And out of bounds back over to the Thunder. 2:45 to play in the third quarter. St. James 24, St. Pius X 20. Here's Huppy, who is scoreless on the night. He had 2 fouls early and hasn't been a factor. Switch out high, and Maskus back over to Huppy. Eckelman, Leimbach, who's also been quiet offensively. Huppy wasn't quite ready for that one and loses it on the baseline out of bounds. So Huppy not expecting that pass from Leimbach and couldn't quite gather it, so the turnover sends it back to the visitors, trail by 4. Mason, Hammerly. Still a zone here for the Thunder as Hammerly knifes through it. There was contact there. Probably a good no call, though, as Hammerly hit the deck and the ball bounces around out of bounds. This is Johnny Rowe. Under 2 minutes to play now in the third quarter. 24-20, St. James on top. Hoban with a head fake, now diving in, and we'll get to the free throw line. It's kind of an awkward move to the basket there in traffic, but I believe the foul's going to go against Huppy, which will be his third. A couple of substitutions coming for the Thunder, with Engen and Mayfield at the scorer's table. as Hoban knocks down his first free throw. 3 points for the 6'3 junior. Huppy and Lineback head to the bench. Linebach, excuse me. Lead down to 3 with 1:48 to play in the third quarter. Hoban now 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight for his 4 points. And it's back to a 2-point game. 24-22, Thunder on top. Mayfield, the lefty, guarded by Rowe. Maskus. Bob Engen dribbles right, shut off there, and back over to Mayfield. Under a minute and a half to play now in the third quarter. 2-point lead for the Thunder. They trailed by as many as 8 in the first half. They've rallied to lead by as many as 6 here in the third quarter. McCullough with a big move. A shove there. Called on the Warriors as McCullough shuffled along the baseline and rose to the rim with the left hand. Foul went against Hoban, his third. Little pop there by Mayfield. Can't get it to go. Mayfield came free there on the inbound, but missed the short jumper. And back over to the Warriors, who can tie or take the lead on this possession. A minute to play in the third quarter, 24-22. St. James on top. Rowe swings it over to Morgan. 50 seconds to play in the third quarter. 2-point deficit. Rowe with the head fake. Passes on the jumper, as does Morgan. 40 seconds now. Hoban, baseline guarded by Mayfield, and an offensive foul called against Luke Hoban. 2 quick ones for him. We'll send him to the bench with 4. He's replaced by Tanner Burns, who saw a couple of minutes early on. Eckelman takes a seat for the Thunder, replaced by Frank. And so Thunder basketball, 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. A 2-point lead for the home team. Mayfield guarded by Rowe across the timeline. Mayfield wanting to go all the way. Rolls off the rim, but he's fouled. So I had an idea that maybe the Thunder would take their time and work it around for a final shot of the third quarter. Instead, it was Mayfield going right to the basket and earning a trip to the free throw line. No good on the first for Mayfield. Krause in for McCullough, who will take a breather for the last half minute of the third quarter. Mayfield's free throw gives him 4 points on the evening, and the lead is 3, 25-22, 26 seconds left, and now a hold called. I believe that's going against Austin Krause. It is against Krause. It's his first and the 5th against the Thunder, so back to the baseline inbound. And some backcourt pressure now here in the final half minute. Palmentry gets it up to Rowe. Had a couple of men who were cutting near the basket, but decided not to risk the pass. And now back to Rowe for a right wing 3 that misses badly. Under 10 seconds to play now, and an opportunity for a final shot for the Thunder. Mayfield with 5 seconds. Hands off to Krause. Krause, a little fade-away jumper, misses. And the third quarter comes to an end with the Thunder on top 25-22 over St. Pius X. Could be in for a close finish here as we get ready for the start of the final period. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Christian Brothers Roofing and A&B Car Star. If you're going to trust the roof over your head, you need to trust your roofing company. With Christian Brothers Roofing Company, you get years of experience and integrity. Don't wait until you know there's a problem. Contact us for a complimentary 16-point roof and gutter inspection at Christian Brothers Roofing, 816-453-ROOF or 453roof.com. So a low-scoring affair here this evening as we head to the fourth quarter, 25-22. It was a 1-point lead at the break for the Thunder after having trailed by as many as 8 in the first half. The lead got up to 6 for the Thunder in that third period. But it's a one-possession game as we get ready to start the final 8 minutes here from St. James Academy. It's the Thunder in the home whites, the Warriors in the visiting royal blue. And it's Thunder basketball to start the fourth quarter. Mayfield, McCullough, Whitman, Huppy, and Maskus on the floor for St. James. McCullough, Huppy on the baseline, had it shut off, but he found Blake Mayfield, whose three comes up a bit short. Rebound on the deck. That's going to be a foul, I think, on Whitman, who lasted only 14 seconds into the third quarter. He lasted just 18 seconds into the fourth quarter before fouling out. So the big fella, the big guy, fouls out after very limited action, shaking his head in disbelief after having played only about a half minute total here in this second half. So Whitman fouls out with 4 points and replaced by Eckelman, who we've seen a lot already this evening as a result of Whitman's foul trouble. So 7:42 to play, 25-22, Thunder on top. We've had 3 lead changes, 3 ties. The largest lead was a 14-6 margin for the Warriors early in the second quarter. Now, since that second quarter, St. James has switched to primarily a zone defense, and only 10 points have been scored in the last 2 periods combined for St. Pius X. So give some credit to Coach Huppy certainly for changing the defensive look and turning what was an 8-point deficit into what now is a 3-point lead. Huppy out to Mayfield. Now McCullough leaves it for Maskus. 3, short, rebound, hits the deck, and it ends up with Eckelman. Almost poked away from behind. It was, but out of bounds, and it'll stay here at this end of the floor. So just over a minute into the final quarter, a 3-point lead for the Thunder, and it's St. James basketball. Off the inbound free throw line, McCullough rises up, he's hit. Doesn't get the roll off the rim, but McCullough back to the free throw line, where he's 5 for 6 tonight. He leads all scorers with 14. Tanner Burns with his second foul. Check that, make it the 3rd foul on the senior Tanner Burns. Free throw is short. McCullough's second miss of the night from the free throw line. And he'll have one more coming here. Clint with 14. And no one else with more than 4 for the Thunder. 26-22 our score now after that free throw. And back the other way for the Warriors. 6:45 to play, a 4-point deficit for the Warriors with the basketball. Kaufman at the elbow, double team, spins out of it, goes right to the rim, and it bounces out. Tough break there for Kaufman, who made a strong move after splitting the double team. And back come the Thunder. Maskus missed one from there a minute ago. Now Huppy trying to slash in, try to leave it out to Maskus, who now on a bounce has it out to Mayfield. Huppy leaning in from just inside the free throw line, and Tom Huppy with a nice little leaner, and the lead back to 6 on Huppy's first basket of the night. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, 28-22. A bad miss. Foul goes against Brian Kaufman off of the rebound. It was Nick Morgan who missed badly on the 3. The official with many words of explanation on that foul, which is the 7th. So it sends Maskus to the free throw line. So Maskus 1 of 3 from the free throw line, so no damage done there. And it remains a 6-point game. This is going to be a foul on Eckelman, contesting The pass to Kaufman, and that will be the seventh team foul against the Thunder as well, so bonus the rest of the way for both teams, and an opportunity here for the Warriors to cut into this 6-point deficit. Kaufman now 3 for 3 from the line. He leads the Warriors with 10 points, and one more can pull his team within 4. It does. Kaufman, a nice shooting stroke with the left hand. And it's 28-24 with 5:40 to play here in the fourth quarter. Mayfield guarded by Hammerly. Hammerly's been quiet since the first half when he scored 9 points. Working hard defensively. Mayfield out to Leinbach, who's got a chance to set his feet on a three, and he knocks it down. Steven Leinbach with his first basket. It's a big three that gives the Thunder their largest lead of the night. It's 31-24. Morgan has a chance to line that one up and answers. Three-pointer for Nick Morgan, so back down to a 4-point game as these two teams who've struggled with offense trade long jumpers here. And into the paint, McCullough fouled. And we'll go back to the line. The foul went against Kaufman, who has 3. Maskus, after a brief rest, checks back in for Eckelman. Scoreboard showing 32-26, so they must have ruled that jumper by Morgan was actually a 2 instead of a 3. And so McCullough's 2 free throws, which give him 17 for the game, extend the lead back to 7. Nice move on the baseline by Hammerly, but he had to adjust as he got to the rim as a result of the taller McCullough being there awaiting. So back to the Thunder as Mayfield kind of throws that to what seemed to be nowhere in particular. The other way, Kaufman will rise up for a quick jumper and hit. So Brian Kaufman now with 13 on the night and has his team back within 5 as we near the halfway point of the second half. And now a timeout for Coach Huppy and the Thunder. 33-28, 4:15 to play here in the fourth quarter. Thunder on top. A full timeout for St. James. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by A&B Car Star. Collision or repair, A&B Car Star has locations throughout the metro area. Check us out online for the closest location to you at carstar.com or call the Riverside location for more information at 816-741-6966. A&B Car Star is proud to be the title sponsor of A10varsity.com and sponsor high school sports year-round throughout the metro area. So for the Thunder, it's been Clint McCullough. He's got 17 of the 33 points, accounting for just over half. Mayfield has 4. Whitman, who fouled out, had 4. 3 for Leinbach, 2 for Huppy, so otherwise spread out. For the Warriors, it's been Kaufman who's led the way. He just hit a jumper and a couple of free throws here in the last minute. He has 13 to lead the way for the Warriors of St. Pius X. So back to action. It's Mayfield, guarded by Hammerly. Thunder on top 33-28. Leinbach's pass was deflected. It hits on the sideline in front of the Thunder cheerleaders, and that's where the senior Steven Leinbach will inbound again. So halfway through the fourth quarter, 5-point lead for the Thunder. On a bounce, Huppy picks it up back to Mayfield. Now a trap coming, but Blake Mayfield dribbles out of it and finds Huppy. Now Leinbach wants a second 3. He hit one a minute ago. Long rebound. Thunder can't save it, as Maskus and Leinbach both almost ended up face first into the Thunder pep band. But it's back over to the Warriors. 3:42 to play. The visitors trailing by 5, 33-28. There's Kaufman. He's handled most of the scoring load tonight. Mason, starting guard, has not scored. Here he is from the elbow, no good on the jumper, and rebounded by Blake Mayfield. So 3:20 to play in a rapid-moving, low-scoring game here from St. James Academy. Maskus, baseline, tried to leave it for McCullough. Maybe just a hair tardy trying to make that pass. But it stays at this end after being knocked out by the Warriors. 3:10 on the clock, 33-28. Thunder on top. Luke Hoban with his 4 fouls. Back in, replacing Nick Morgan. Huppy on the inbound. And he finds McCullough out beyond the three-point arc. McCullough, contact. And more free throws coming for the big man, Clint McCullough. A decisive move there by the big guy rising up from the free throw line on the run. Foul going against Mason, who's got 9 team fouls, so the next one will bring double bonus. McCullough 9 for 11 from the free throw line. And another for Clint, and it's back to a 7-point lead. 35-28, Thunder on top as we go under 3 minutes to play. Hammerly's been quiet since early. That one misses, and it's rebounded by McCullough. Fight for the rebound, and now Clint and Hoban. McCullough and Hoban knocked heads, and I think the big guy is cut pretty good. So somebody call out the cut man. So McCullough walking off the floor, and we'll head somewhere where he can get a closer look. He and Luke Hoban knocking heads under the basket. And some blood on the floor and an open cut for McCullough at least. Hoban with an ice pack or a wet towel to his head. Looks like he's got a cut on his forehead as well. It was off of a rebound where McCullough and several members of the Warriors mixing it up, and a break in the action here as we make sure the court is cleaned up and free of any blood, obviously. The stoppage of play coming at the 2:54 mark of the fourth quarter. St. James on top 35-28. A margin that matches the Thunder's largest lead of the night. But the break here as a result of the collision between Hoban and McCullough the star forward for the Thunder with 19 points tonight, escorted out of the gymnasium to take a look at that cut on his head. So we await a little cleanup here courtside. And now here comes some help with some towels and some spray, and we'll see how long this delay lasts. And based on the cut we saw on McCullough's head and only having a couple minutes left on the clock, it's probably safe to assume that the 6'6" senior will not be returning here this evening. Certainly from afar here in the bleachers, it looked like there might be the kind of cut that would require stitches. Take a moment again to thank our sponsors tonight on A10varsity.com, Christian Brothers Roofing and A&B Car Star. Collision or repair, A&B Car Star has locations throughout the Kansas City metro area. Check us out online for the closest location to you at carstar.com or call the Riverside location for more information. 816-741-6966. A&B CarStar, proud to be the title sponsor of A10varsity.com and sponsor high school sports year-round throughout the metro area. Also, Christian Brothers Roofing. If you're going to trust the roof over your head, you need to trust your roofing company. With Christian Brothers Roofing Company, you get years of experience and integrity. Don't wait until you know there's a problem. Contact us for a complimentary 16-point roof and gutter inspection at Christian Brothers Roofing, 816-453-ROOF or 453roof.com. So as the cleanup continues, we'll reset here. 2:54 to play. St. James on top of St. Pius X, 35-28 to score. I'll be honest and tell you that I don't know what the call was, although it looked like it was going to be, it may have just been an official's timeout, as McCullough and Hoban inadvertently knocked heads. But either way, it appears it will be St. James basketball. 10 team fouls against St. Pius, so further such infractions will lead to double bonus for the Thunder. St. James has committed 7 team fouls here in this second half, so 1-and-1 time for the Warriors on all fouls from here on out. Again, McCullough taken away with an open cut to his head following that collision. He has 19 of the 35 Thunder points. Whitman with 4. He fouled out early in the fourth quarter. Blake Mayfield with 4. Stephen Leimbach with 3. Tom Huppy and Matt Eckelman with a bucket each. For the Warriors, it's been junior Brian Kaufman leading the way with 13 points. Jake Hammerly with 9, 4 for Luke Hoban, and 2 for Nick Morgan. So there's the buzzer, which shows that we are ready for play once again. I don't see that Hoban has returned to the bench. He may have been taken away momentarily as a result of the cut that he had. But again, McCullough, we would not expect to see again tonight after what appeared to be a pretty significant cut over his right eye. Free throw, back iron, and rolls down for Will Frank, his first point. And so the foul was committed before the stoppage of play. But Frank to the free throw line in place of the injured McCullough. Quickly the other way. 36-28 our score. Hammerly with the 3, no good. The Warriors very cold here in this second half. And off the miss, it's Thunder basketball with an 8-point lead and just over 2.5 to play. Mayfield and Huppy in the backcourt. Leimbach, Frank, and Maskus finish up the lineup for the Thunder on the floor right now. Double teamed, and now a timeout from the bench as Maskus was in trouble under pressure. And so a timeout comes with 2:22 to play. St. James basketball leading by 8. 30-second timeout. This the largest lead of the night for the Thunder. They trailed by 8 in the first half, but an 11-2 run to end the first half gave the Thunder their first lead of the night. It was 17-16 at the break. And now the lead at its largest of the evening, 8 in favor of the home team. Huppy guarded by Paul Mentry. Little nudge as he gets across the timeline. Huppy picks up his dribble and throws a dangerous pass to Maskus. And we'll see how long the Thunder play keep away here before there's a foul. Paul Mentry comes in with a good defensive play. Huppy turned into him. And the strong senior is there to tie him up. And the alternate possession gives it to the Warriors. So 2:06 to play, still plenty of time and plenty of life for the Warriors, although with their struggles on offense, an 8-point lead right now seems difficult to surmount, but we'll see. You never know what a couple of shots can do. Good defense by Steven Leimbach, who knocks it away and then hugs the ball on the floor as a timeout is called. So great defense by the senior Leimbach to slap the ball away and secure it for the timeout. So back over to the Thunder with 1:54 to play and an 8-point lead. Thunder looking to position themselves and improve down the stretch heading toward postseason play. As usual, pretty difficult schedule for the St. James Academy Thunder. Early season playing against Ottawa, who is likely top team in 4A. Also losses to Hayden, Hogan Prep, Sumner. So a difficult schedule, and still Rockhurst upcoming. Also a loss at Leavenworth last week. So not afraid to challenge the team and prepare themselves for elimination scenarios in postseason play. The Thunder breaks the backcourt pressure. A little no-look bounce there from Mayfield. Line back to the free throw line. 1:45 to play. Steven Leimbach to the free throw line. With a chance to extend this 8-point lead. Nice job by the Thunder, easily breaking that pressure and getting to the rim. Leimbach's free throw attempt touched just about every part of the rim before falling off, and he'll get one more attempt here. Leimbach with 3 points. Those coming on a deep jumper here early in the quarter. We've just seen Clint McCullough return to the bench with an ice pack towel on his forehead. Nice extra pass there, leads to a bucket by Brian Kaufman, and lead is 7, 37-30 with a minute and a half to play. Maskus to inbound, Huppy. They quickly converge around him, but he gives it up to Maskus. Now back to Huppy. Eckelman gets it across the timeline and hands it off to Ben Maskus. With 1:17 to play, Ben Maskus fouled and will have 2 free throws. So the 2 points from Kaufman at the other end give him 15. And now the other way, Kaufman picks up his 4th foul. Maskus to the free throw line, where tonight he's 1 for 3. Good on that one. Lead back to 8 with 1:17 to play. So at this point, it'd be all about the Thunder protecting the basketball, making a couple free throws, and they should be able to get out of here with the victory this evening. Mason thought about the 3-point jumper. Precious time ticking away as we approach a minute. Morgan, little fade away from the baseline, around and out, rebounded strong by Matt Eckelman, who's fouled. And Matt Eckelman will get free throws the other way with 59 seconds left. Foul on Gavin. Eckelman to the line for a couple. He's got 2 points coming off the bench tonight. Strong on the free throw. And one more to come. This with the potential to make it a double-digit lead, and that's exactly what he does, as Eckelman makes it 40-30. Thunder on top. Kaufman pulls up just beyond the free throw line. Back iron, no good. Rebound fought for by Leimbach. And another foul will send it the other way. So a good job on the glass tonight and a good job defensively by the Thunder after a shaky start, locking down the half court. It was primarily done with the zone defense. Leimbach now 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 5 points. So after missing his first 3 in a row from Leimbach here in this fourth quarter, 42-30, a 12-point lead for the Thunder as we get near the last half minute, and a nice finish with the left hand by Kaufman, and he'll have one more chance. Foul goes against Frank. Kaufman now with 17 and a chance for one more. The lead is at 10 with 41 seconds left. Clint McCullough, who was the victim of a pretty significant head-to-head collision at the 2:54 mark here in the fourth quarter, has returned to the bench, and with his team holding a 9-point lead here in the final minute, the big senior can watch as his teammates put the icing on this victory. He's probably doing so with a headache. We'll see if he's stitched up and ready to play with a difficult challenge awaiting Friday on the road against Rockhurst. Mayfield strong on his free throw attempt. So it remains a 9-point lead, 33.8 seconds left as Kraus checks in for Leimbach. Bob Engen now checks in for Maskus. So just about the full second unit on the floor now for the Thunder here for the final minute, with the exception of Huppy, the starting point guard, as Mayfield knocks down his second free throw. 5 points for the junior guard Mayfield. And now an unnecessary foul underneath called on Frank, defending the post. Second free throw on Frank. Free throw by Gavin is good. First point for the junior. And one more to come here with 28.7 to play. 43-35 our score, an 8-point lead with just under half minute to play. Another timeout here, this one called by Pius. Remember, 810varsity.com, your home for Kansas City high school sports, football to soccer to wrestling, and live games online. Online, live, or archived. 810 Varsity, your home here for high school basketball as we head down the stretch toward sub-state time, where we will cover plenty of that action for you on both sides of the state line. And right here, 28.7 seconds to play, with St. James on top of St. Pius X, 43-35. With all the free throws and extending of the game here, it's been by far the highest scoring period of the game. It was 25-22 heading into this quarter. Huppy in the backcourt has a man leaking out ahead. Mayfield, the pass was deflected, so the defense was able to catch up to Mayfield before he could run free, and the junior guard content to await the foul. Mason's fifth foul will send him to the bench. And some more substitution as Huppy, who may have gotten banged up there on the pass, he kind of got up favoring, or maybe limping a bit, but he'll get to sit the final few seconds here. Replaced by Mitch McGuire. Mayfield with 6 points after that made free throw. And one more. Mayfield 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Nick Frank into the game now, as it is a 10-point game, under 20 seconds to play. McGuire has Hammerly blow around him. That's Jake Hammerly's first basket since the early goings. He's got 11, but his first basket of the second half. Nick Frank has the ball in his hands, and now over to McGuire as the final seconds tick away for this St. James Thunder victory. Final score from St. James Academy, the Thunder 45 and the St. Pius X Warriors 37. Thanks for joining us tonight here on 810varsity.com. Check in often for future game casts as well as archived games as well. Once again, final score, St. James 45, St. Pius X 37. Good night from St. James Academy and 810varsity.com.